Okay, hi there. Welcome to a new drawing video. It seems like a year since we did the last drawing video, um, but it's probably only been about a month. But anyway, new drawing video. Got my little portable drawing board set up. Or just will be set up just as soon as I finish playing with these bulldog clips. That's better. And we're working on this. It's a 3-page one shot. Got the script yesterday off a writer, and it's super fun. I've done the first page already, so we're working on page 2 right now. So let's get cracking, and we can sort of catch up and see how everyone's doing, and hope everyone's fine. This page has got 5 panels, and a slightly different approach to what I normally do. I think the way you tackle a page sort of changes and evolves as you evolve, and I think that's quite interesting because it means things that you felt were really important when you first start sort of fall by the wayside, and things that you don't think are important suddenly become really, really important. So recently I've started doing a lot more breaking borders around panels, and it sort of helps occasionally when you have like a big text panel and you need to put some a lot of dialogue into a panel, and it just isn't the room. Sometimes sometimes you can break the text out of the panel, and that will help you. I mean, obviously ideally you don't want that in the first place, but it is what it is. So yeah, so this is this old tale as old as time, Princess and the Frog. Just drawing. I'm just putting lines down. I'm trying to find, where I want the eye for the frog to go. There. So that being the case, nose goes in somewhere about there, probably. This character's got that sort of very sort of smooth forehead into a sort of slightly upturned nose. Yeah. Something like that. That's not a very good thing. Anyway. This is the central panel, and I've roughed in the borders, but I'm drawing over the borders because this is a close-up and I want it to look good. So I'm going fairly large, and a lot of this will be erased, but I want it to look anatomically accurate. I also find that's really useful, getting that edge, this edge here. There's your eyebrow ridge. Your cheeks come out somewhere about there, probably, and your edge of your nose is there, so your eye comes in somewhere about there. That's probably. sketching in. We're not doing anything special here. We're just putting in the forms. We're just sort of roughing out what goes where we think goes where. And it's a little bit chicken scratchy, I suppose. You know, I think the difference between that and that, I think there's a subtle difference. As I get older, I find myself using the eraser more. It was something that was always seemed to be drummed into you. It's one of those things where someone says, "Oh yeah, you never erase," and you go, "Why?" Because so and so said, or you know, and then you go, "But why?" And the more you think about it, the more you think, "Why did we ever not use an eraser?" I don't know. This is the main. Also, this is the main action. This is the main story beat that happens here. This is what, you know. So I'm concentrating on that bit first before I worry about I wonder, do frogs have tails? I don't think they do, you know. No, they don't. Okay. Okay, so he's sat on her hand, so she's got a thumb coming up here. There we go. Yeah, one there, one there. Well, it's not a very good thumb. Well, we'll have to look at that a bit more. Kind of look like she's cupping him in her hands. So actually, this probably wants to come around like that. So we're doing that sort of thing. So we've got a set of fingers coming this way, set of fingers coming this way. So it means this thumb's in the wrong place. Let's start with the fingers, because then I can sort of work backwards, and I'm sort of treating the palm of a hand as sort of like a squashed, deformable cube. There's the other hand. Two fingers sort of there. Probably going to end up losing most of this detail. We'll just knock this back a bit. Just restart using this eraser, because this one will just run down to nothing. Never mind. So we're doing that. So this thumb comes here. Just roughing that in. It's probably wrong, but we'll keep it in. So as usual, we'll keep it in for now. Yeah. I started just in elevating. Oh, I don't know. Did you see my head there? Oh no, you didn't. Well, I don't think you did. No, I think we're okay. So last thing you want is like big head in the shot, you know. So just something like that. It's not too bad. And I think we can probably have her fingers, the rest of her fingers, peeking around like that. We'll just block that area off. That bit's going to be her fingers. That's his leg. He's got another leg here, which... Alright. Admittedly, we're going to lose that bit and that bit. It's got this great big, yeah, those conical, sort of stereotypical sort of princess hats that got like a cone with a bit of veil on the top. I've got her wearing one of those because it's nice. I don't know if it's right to say it's a stereotype, but it's an archetype. You know, if you say princess, it's what everyone thinks. So wants to be okay. That's not a bad start for a page. Okay, let's just. So, I know a lot of other people when they are putting pages together, they are sort of, you know, talking about, oh, I need to get my grids and stuff, and I'm kind of conflicted about grids. I think they're a great tool and a great mechanism for pumping out lots of pages. Yeah. I don't think Watchmen would have looked half as good if every page was, you know, a random collection of squares, and I think the grid formation helped, and I think between them, Moore and Gibbons really sort of used the grid in interesting ways, and I think that's the key, interesting ways. And too often we don't have that. We just have people just constantly using a 9-panel grid or a 6-panel grid, and they go, that's it. The layout doesn't change from one page to the next. I've been thinking about this the other day. When I first got back into comics, I did a course at the University of Boulder, Colorado, and it was an examination. Actually, that looks like he's grimacing. That's better. Yeah, Boulder, Colorado, and it was a lot of the discussions, a lot of the sort of theory was that a page of comics is, in a way, like a page of prose, or a page of poetry, and there's a certain rhythm, and there's a sort of you can use the layout of the page to halt the eye, to slow the eye as it goes through the page. And I think with a grid, there's a temptation that it becomes a mechanical thing. It becomes this mechanical thing that has the same pacing all the time. And I think you can play with a grid. I think you can do some interesting stuff when you sort of theme it up. Yeah, there's a flashback in Watchmen where we see a comedian shoots a woman in a bar, and it's intercut with discussions on, if memory serves, I think it's with Laurie on Mars, and that's kind of cool because he uses sort of colour and themes to sort of break the page up, and you almost get like a checkered effect when you look at it. Yeah. There we go. DreamWorks eyebrow. Next time you've got 5 minutes and you've got nothing to do on a rainy afternoon, take a look at any DreamWorks video cover or any sort of mid-90s sort of character design. So things like the Bee film, the Bee movie. Look at that. Look at the what's it called? Was it Flynn Rider in Tangled? Look at those sort of characters. The two leads out of The Road to El Dorado. You watch them, and you'll see they'll do this. Invariably, they'll do this. Or vice versa. Eyebrow up, eyebrow down, and then you get a lopsided grin. And it happens an awful lot. I suspect you could probably do a search for DreamWorks eyebrows, and you would probably get something. Actually, whilst we're talking about DreamWorks, I'm going to go on the record, and I'm going to hot take incoming. I don't care very much for DreamWorks films. I always get the feeling they don't know how to finish the films. When the film is finished, they don't know how to finish it, so they just slap a song and dance number in there, and slap it over the credits as well, and job done, right? I'm not so sure. It was slightly interesting when they did it in Shrek, but when they did it again in Shrek 2, it's just like, okay, you've got nothing, have you? You've got this one trick, and you use it, and other studios do it as well. What are they called? Illuminations. When they do their Despicable Me films. They have like a song and dance number at the end, and then they do a mid-credits bit. And it's just it's lifted straight from the sort of the DreamWorks playbook, and I'm not 100% convinced that this is what we should be doing these days. I think having a definite ending, I think works better. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about the whole not liking the DreamWorks endings. So comment below if you think I'm off base. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me know. Yes, I'm trying and fall for this one is. Zoom in on this. I'll bring this in a little bit. Sort of a bemused look. I'm going to try and do that by getting the mouth to one side. Can you imagine going, and probably to bring that round. Bring that up. Something like that. Okay. I don't know how CB Samorwood does it. He does these drawings using a similar sort of overhead kind of system. They all look really good and pin sharp, so I don't know what's going on there. I might have mentioned this already. If you do want to watch a good drawing video, CB does a great drawing video. So there's that. That's our frog. The nose is a bit too bulbous on that one. I like it though, so I'm just going to bring it the sides in a little bit. Okay. Okay. Don't like his pose. My thumbnail, I've got him sort of looking at himself, so we need to sort of do that. Okay. Drawing for probably about 25 minutes. It's a bit strange considering I don't think there's anything particularly stressful or difficult about these panels. I don't know. Back in the day, I'd whip through these like no one's business. I suppose even just the act of drawing and talking about what you're drawing can slow you down. Maybe. What do you think? Does it slow you down? If you're doing drawing and you're streaming, does it slow you down? Be interested to find out. Okay. Like I say, I'm just literally just roughing in the borders at this point. I probably want to go to here. And I'm jumping around the page. I'm doing the panels that I think are the most interesting, or the ones that I think have got the most storytelling potential. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, you can't see that. Let me just move this camera out a little bit. There we go. It looks like a bean. I've gone slightly top heavy because frogs sort of, their legs don't come out the side; they come out the bottom. You know, it's a kind of it's a very sort of cartoon sort of character. I can kind of see why people like frogs for things like puppets and cartoons and stuff. Why Kermit the Frog exists, and why there was I believe there's a character in the 40s called Flip the Frog. I've got a feeling it was a Fleischer's character. Okay. One of the things I like about frogs, which sounds like I like a lot of things, but I like the slightly bulbous quality that the lower limbs have as opposed to the top limbs. It gives it a lot of character, so that's what I'm trying to replicate here. And here's our first finger. So often sometimes I'll rough in the speech bubble placement where I think they go based on what the thumbnails have got lined out. This is a shot I don't use very often. That's a profile. Don't use a profile very often. I always find they look a bit flat. I always find they always feel to me kind of boring and kind of stagey, you know. Well, is that the best camera angle you could think of? You know, if you were like, I don't know, some kind of director of photography and you're framing a shot, or you know, and you do this flat on view, everyone's gonna go, really? Is that the best sort of shot you can use? There we go. Whatever. Okay. Well, his dialogue goes there. Her dialogue goes there. We might need to shrink these balloons down. And he's got another bit there. And she's got a piece of dialogue there. and this is where I hit a problem. So I'm going to be putting his dialogue there, and then some dialogue there, which means this goes here. Okay, I've sketched out a page. I've been doing this for probably about just over half hour. I'm going to call it for today. It's not a bad drawing video. Sorry, I realise you probably didn't see half of this stuff. This is the last drawing. I'm just saying that his speech balloon goes there. His follow-up speech balloon goes here, which means that he goes here. And I'm going to break that border just there. And I think that is going to do it. This is like, I don't know, in terms of pencil quality, this is sort of semi-rough, almost clean. Some of these panels I'll link straight on to, so like that panel, refine the fingers and then we'll be happy. This one, nah, needs more work. This one, refine and ink. This one, probably just ink. This one, I need to look at that pose. I'm not 100% on that. I don't know, to have a second hand in there. Actually, that works a lot better. Just chucking another hand in there. Yeah. Okay. Alright. That'll do for now. Alright. I think that's enough drawing. Alright. See you later. Alright. Bye now.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're still subscribed and rock the bell for notifications. Okay, bye bye now.